Backed by popular demand because several people reached out to me and said, Cameron, this stock is exceptionally improved from the last time you looked at them, NTG Clarity Networks. So, how am I going to hook you into watching this video? This slide right here. Because for the past 5 years, this company has done nothing. Their share price has gone nowhere, trading from around 3 cents to about 5 cents, except for one tiny little pump during COVID. Today, it's down to 3 cents, down 14%. However, the slide at the bottom left is the company saying they are going to have rapid annual revenue growth. They've been having rapid annual revenue growth. Is that true? Is there potential here? Is this a sleeping microcap stock that's sitting at an extremely low share price that has a lot of potential in the future? Let's get started. So, brief recap from my last video on NTG Clarity Networks and why I was quite bearish on them. They really hadn't updated anything. So you saw their share price did nothing for 5 years. Their investor presentation here was from May of 2022, so quite old. They had slides talking about who they were, but because all the information was so old, I don't know if there's any changes or not. There was some good information here. Gross margins are good, 32 to 45%. Professional services and some products being sold. Recurring revenue of 25%, which is really nice. But again, none of this improved the stock or the share price in any way for like 15 years. They talked about their growth strategy, growing organic opportunities, but we weren't really seeing that. And again, when we look at, how they were going to convince people to invest in this company, invest in this stock, nothing had been done since about 2019. So everything was old, 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 old. Now, the green flag, why I was interested and gave this company a shot, why I thought it could have potential to make people money, is they did seem to make some changes. When I went to YouTube, just for one example here, right? But their second to last video they made was 7 years ago when their CEO gave this interview. And then all of a sudden, they just put out a recent video here on NTG Clarity, their YouTube channel. So after 7 years, they're finally doing something. Is that the opportunity? Well, they're doing something again, right? Investor presentation has been updated to December of 2023. Nice, new, and shiny. I'm going to take a quick look and I'm going to go through the recent earnings, giving my opinion. A little bit better breakdown of what they do. 85% of their revenue comes from professional services on the left. Gross margin of 37%. That's the IT, software development, and telecom resources. On the right, their software products, only 15% of revenue, but a really nice 50% gross margin. Because they're saying in 2021, we established our Egypt offshore center. Offshore gave customers up to 50% savings. They're deployed faster, have a higher margin compared to on-site. And they finally hired somebody that can run an Excel graph because they have a really nice 2022-2023 projection for revenue as well as operating expenses and cost of revenue. So according to this, nice revenue growth and profitable. One of the bull cases here is that a lot of people want management to have skin in the game. Well, here management owns 65% of the liabilities. So most of the debt, 65% of the debt, is actually owned by the CEO. There is no repayment terms, and the effective interest rate is less than 1% on $6.5 million of debt here. So yes, there's some other debt, but overall, this looks manageable. Some of this is the same boring stuff, except I do like that they list some of their recent contracts up on the top right, especially that big one there, April of 2023, $10.7 million over the course of 3 years. That's impressive for such a small stock. And they really flex here. You can go to their investor presentation. They have 3 or 4 pages of all their customers, all their clients. They have tons of customers. They've been around for a long time. Now, a look at their Q3 2023 earnings. All of these numbers are in Canadian dollars. They're actually a Toronto, Canada headquartered company, even though a lot of their operations right now are in the Middle East. And what we see here is 49 purchase orders received at a value of $9 million, including approximately 44% of these from new customers. So all those client lists, all those pages of clients that they already have, they're coming back, but they're still getting new customers. That's a good sign. And these top line growth numbers look Outstanding. NTG has had incredible growth this year, with each quarter breaking revenue records and with Q3 having the highest single quarter revenue ever. Consolidated revenue was up 67% from last year, and over the 9 months year to date, it's up 64% from 2022. And they're saying in the paragraph down below that this could have been higher, except for the devaluation of the Egyptian pound. So, I mean, we're talking 64 to 67% top line growth. Impressive. As of September 30th, 2023, they already have a backlog of $18.7 million in unbilled amounts for purchase orders and contracts in hand. This amount exceeds their total revenue from 2022. So we can really look at this company and say that the growth is looking pretty consistent, at least through 2023 and into 2024. That's what I'm getting from this. Nice little breakdown of the growth that we're seeing. Revenue in quarter one, 6.1 million, quarter two, 6.3 million, quarter three, 7 million. So that's impressive. 19.5 million so far this year. Somewhat concerning though, the profit per share declining over each quarter from 0.8 of a cent down to 0.3 of a penny there at the bottom. I'd like to know why. Their total assets have increased as well. So some good things here and some bad things, right? Their net income going down a little bit each quarter. I don't know if this is a systemic issue or whether this company is just a bit lumpy. But even with some of the declining numbers, when you look at the year over year growth here, it's still, again, impressive, right? 2021 revenue of $11.8 million, 2022 revenue of $17.6 million. Now it's 19.5 million with 1 quarter to go. Their net income has increased substantially. 2021 1.3 million, 2023 1.8 million with another quarter to go. Now 2022 took a kicking there where their net income was down quite a bit. That was a rough year for a lot of companies. Overall, they're doing quite well. Cash flow. As of September 30th, they had a declining working capital deficit of $3 million compared to a deficit of $3.5 million December 31st, 2022. So their working capital deficit is decreasing, which is good. Cash flow provided by operations, inflow of $565,000 and 1.8 million basically in the 9 months. And that is roughly the same as last year. Cash flow from financing activities, outflow of $82,000 compared to $122,000 last year. I mean, roughly the same. A lot of the cash flow numbers aren't improving. That's a bit of a red flag, but they're not getting worse either, right? I think I'm going to stop here looking at the numbers. I think I've shown you enough. As always, please go do your own research. This is just a quick introduction to some of the numbers, not everything. You should go to their MD&A. You should go to their interim financial statements. Go have a long look. Let me know what you think of NTG Clarity Networks. So what do I think here, right? And again, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but what's my opinion on their earnings? Am I more bullish on NTG Clarity Networks than I was the last time that I looked at them? Yes, substantially so, right? I don't think they were on the page before. They were somewhere around a 0 star, 1 star kind of company. Absolutely no growth. Share price isn't going anywhere. Not that interested in, becoming a shareholder of a tiny little stock and having zero growth and just making no money for like 20 years. That's not high up on my wish list, right? In 2024. But, they're starting to see some change in the wind. The green flags, you're starting to see some change with this company. They're starting to grow again, and that growth is impressive growth. And then, of course, they're profitable. Everybody in 2023 is looking for that profitable microcap stock, that profitable growing microcap stock that eventually is going to get noticed, that could 10x and make everybody a millionaire, right? This is getting there. It's not perfect. There's some debt. They have no consistency because of that over the years. Nobody's looking at the stock. Some of the red flags, right? There's a lack of trust in the revenue. It's gone up, it's gone down, it's gone sideways in the past. Is this showing consistent revenue growth? Is this showing a company that will be sitting here 3 or 4 years from now and they'll have 100 million of revenue, 150 million of revenue more? If this company could do that, I would be much more bullish on them. But in this case, because of their history of fluctuations, I mean, still major improvement, but I'm moving them up from basically off the page to about 2.5 stars for this earnings. I'm that impressed. Definitely not on my A list of stocks, but again, this is a nice little watch list stock, right? Can they commit to their SMART goals? I always talk about SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, timely. Well, they've got this rapid annual revenue growth chart right here. They've got their net income, they've got their cash that we could keep a look on. I am going to keep watching the stock to see if they can keep delivering on their goals, which is really, really, really nice growth. And even though share price long term has sucked, you have to think, is this a turtle with a rocket on its back, right? Is this company finally taking off? Is the share price going to finally take off? Shareholders that have owned this company since 1992, I'm hoping for you. And before I let you go for the day, West Coast Kids Cancer Foundation. So if you're looking to give to this channel, thank me for my time. If you're looking for a great little grassroots Canadian charity to donate to this Christmas season, or if you're looking to what I do sometimes, the perfect gift for somebody who has it all, to give a charity donation, West Coast Kids provides support to kids and their families as they navigate childhood cancer and blood disorders, supporting families with small actions that make a big impact every day. They say that their programs make a difference every day. So can you. I think West Coast Kids is a fantastic organization. I'm going to provide a link down below in my pinned comment so you can go check out their information, go do your own due diligence, and see if this is where you'd like to donate your hard earned money to. Thank you as always for your time. Really appreciate it. You've been watching Common Sense Investing. I will see you again soon.